me just get comments up on my iPad so that I can chat with everybody. I always forget how to do this. Oh. Why is it installing like that? I think my iPad did an update right away when I clicked on this, of course. There we go. And then there I am. And then here we go. All right, so I can see you guys. All right, so I'm gonna make a card here at the end of this, but I wanna show you guys some of the new items that I got for Stampin' Up! For the new annual catalog coming up. I'm gonna be using, I wanna open up these, these beautiful colors. These are the Stampin' Up! In Colors that are new, and we're going to open those up and play with those a little bit. I want to make a card, and I have the cardstock. These are really gorgeous in person, and then I have some pattern paper. So I want to just go through some of the things that I'm just going to be showing you so that I can get those set aside, and then we can get into our Crafty project. I will be doing a paper party. Pip and I just had our hangout meeting last week to go over all of the details for our paper party retreat, and all of that information will be coming out this next week. It takes time for us to get together and get everything planned because of course she's in the UK and I'm here in the US, and so there are things that are timing wise to get together is a little bit difficult because of the time difference, and then also just us figuring out like the product she's gonna get, the product we're gonna get. There's just a lot of details that go into figuring that out. So we just kind of nailed all of that down, and I will be doing a paper party retreat. I've already received an email asking if I'm doing it. Of course I'm doing it. It's one of my favorite things to do. If you're not familiar with my paper party retreats with Pip, it is where you get a sample of all of the paper in the new catalog. A catalog comes out and you get a quarter pack of all of it, and then you get kits to go with your paper so that you can make projects with us. And then we have a 2-day party that features so much content. I mean, there was over 8 hours of content in our last paper party. So the amount of content that you get is amazing. And then you get all your product to create. So I'm going to leave these out because I'm also going to label everything today. So I went through my office this week and I pulled all of my retiring stuff, and I got all of that squared away and pulled all my retiring paper and got it out of my containers. And so I'm going to label all of this before I put it up. Hey, Carol. So let's go through. I want to kind of do this a little bit somewhat quickly because I want to get to the crafty part of this video. So this paper is called He's the Man. I'm not going to take this top sheet out because these are actually, you punch them out. And this is amazing. It's the first time I can recall Stampin' Up! Ever doing this where we have actual pieces that punch out and they coordinate with the stamp set. So I got the entire suite for this set. So I got He's the Man stamp set, or He's All That is the stamp set, but the suite is called He's the Man. And so I'm going to pull out this other paper so that I can show you. I don't want to lose any of those pieces. Okay, so this, I really, really love this paper, and this piece is upside down, but you guys are going to be able to get the idea. It has little like camping and travel trailers and Airstreams. The colors of this are so, so cool. This piece here reminds me, like, if you do farmhouse, my house is definitely has the farmhouse decor. This would be really cute in the kitchen for a farmhouse type projects. So the colors are beautiful. And just lots of different, so you have travel, which you could totally use this for travel. This is more, like I said, farmhouse-ish. And then you have these colors. And then here's the ties and the arrows and the mustaches. And then here's the cars. So this is great. Great colors, great paper. I love it. And then that top sheet is the punch out piece. So we have that one. The next one, I was shocked at this, and this is why I always do a paper party, because in the catalog, in fact, when Pip and I were splitting up the papers that we were going to use, I did not want to use this. This one is called Hues of Happiness. And I was like, nope, I don't want anything to do with it. I think it's ugly paper. I don't like it. I'm not going to buy any of it. And, you know, just to do my project for paper party. And then it'll definitely be one that I will not like. And I was so adamant about it. And then I got it and I looked at it. And the first sheet is gorgeous. And I was like, which paper is this? And I had to look it up. And sure enough, it's this Hues of Happiness. And I think I will probably buy the most packs of this paper. It is simply beautiful. I love this rainbow, these X's. It's very different. Sometimes I feel like there's not much variation from catalog to catalog with paper, because like what do you do? Like what designs do you actually do? This one is different and I really like it. I really like this sheet. And then I really like this one too, which is not my normal style. So then we have this one. And then you guys look at this one. This is gorgeous. This rainbow one, which I love that it's on the back of this piece, because I don't love this piece as much as I love this piece. So that's gorgeous. And then these are really gorgeous. The way these flowers are, it's like they're painted, or it's like, it almost looks like there's texture to them, but there's not. And this sheet, these would be great to cut out. Now, I can't remember if the dies cut out some of these images on the paper. A lot of times they do. And then even this one, like these would be so cute, fussy cut. Add some glitter, add some clear embossing over it to make it like not glow, but like not shimmer, but like be clear, have that clear look to it. Or add some Wink of Stella for some glitter. I don't, this set is so much prettier in person than it is in the catalog. The catalog just doesn't do it justice. Okay, next we have this set here, which is cute. You guys know I'm going to love this. I love anything that's black and white. And this is called Penciled Something. And it definitely has a more watercolored penciled look, but it's black and white. And so I think it's gorgeous. I think it's going to be gorgeous to add color to some of these. This is just so right up my alley. I think I might need to like do some stuff in my craft room with that piece. And so these are gorgeous. So just black and white. This one, I love this one. A little bit of a watercolored feel to it. Oh, the name's on the back here. This one is perfectly penciled. And I love that one. This next one is not one that I'm overly thrilled about. It's beautiful, but I don't think I'll buy more than one pack of it. This is it's Sun Prince. And this is meant to be like, I hadn't thought about this in years until I saw Stampin' Up talking about it. When you, in the summertime, if you put, I forget how you do it, like if it's with water or if you have to use like a chemical or what, but you put something in the sun and then you lay it over the color and then the sun like bleaches it. That's what this is meant to be. The color is really pretty. The blues are really pretty. And I love like the stripes and like this piece here I think is beautiful. I just don't know that I will use a ton of it for a ton of different projects, but I do love having this. And I love that the back is then the crumb cake. Let's see, it coordinates with, Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, and Starry Sky, which is a new in color. So there's that one. And I don't have all the papers. All of the papers are not available to me yet. This is Host papers. So this is like the Host set that Stampin' Up did this last catalog. And I was thrilled because I do Allie Edwards' Week in the Life. And the product that she designed for this year perfectly coordinate with this paper. That's what I'll be using for that project. But this is really gorgeous. This is in the host set of products. So when you spend $150, you can get this whole pack of paper. And I think there's 4 each of each designs. I've pulled some because, again, I have set it aside for that other project that I'm doing. But I think it's $18. And the value is the paper, if it wasn't a host item, would be $30. So it is a lot of paper, but I mean, who does not love paper? And these colors, I was so thrilled that Stampin' Up! Did this again. Last year's host paper, I hoarded a couple packs as it is getting ready to retire. But this is gorgeous, so I love it. So this is the Design a Daydream 12 by 12 host paper. And so, like I said, I love that. That'll be great for spring and summer projects. And then anybody who knows me knows I'm going to love this. This is another set that I was so glad to get in person, because in the catalog, I don't know that I would have ordered it had I not needed to order it for, obviously, for my paper retreat and samples and different projects I'm doing, because I just don't think the catalog really showcases how gorgeous it is. But this is the Pretty Prints, and it coordinates with Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Evening Evergreen, Gorgeous Grape, Petal Pink, Rich Razzleberry, Shaded Spruce, Soft Sea Phone, Soft Succulent, and Sweet Sorbet. So they're all really gorgeous colors, and I think a lot can be done with this paper. Okay, and then the last one, this was a specialty, and this was, it's just a brushed paper, and it just has this fun texture to it. Again, I got it because I wanted to see it in person. I'm not sure because I haven't really played with it, but it has the pink and then this teal color and then the dark blue. It's like got a glossy finish to it, like a glossy shimmery finish. And I think it'll be fun for a few things. I just need to play with it a little bit. So there is the 12 by 12 paper. And then I have 2 sets here of 6 by 6. This set here is the Tea Boutique, and this paper is going to coordinate beautifully with the new in colors. It features all of the new in colors, along with a few other Stampin' Up! Colors. But I mean, look at this paper. Now, I don't necessarily love all the tea prints, but I do love these like solids here, and the fact that it coordinates with all of our new in colors, I just think is really, really amazing. So super pretty. And then it does coordinate with the suite. I love that one. The envelopes with the flowers coming out. So cute. And then that yellow, and then that blue is gorgeous. Very, very pretty. So there is that one. And then the other one I have is the in colors. And these... This is the basics. So Stampin' Up! Always has a set of basic paper, and it has really basic designs, and then it has, you know, all of the colors. So this is the new in colors, and then the designs are this floral design, and then on the back is a stripe. And then the other design that goes with that is the plaid and the polka dots. And this is gorgeous. I mean, the plaid and the polka dot. And again, these are the new in colors, which we're going to dive into and look at in just a second. So I'm going to set that aside. And then I accidentally purchased this. I thought it was designer paper. And if I would have, again, it was an accident that I purchased this. I wasn't planning on purchasing it. I didn't really get it. Like, I didn't really understand what it was. And when I got my box and I was looking through it, I was like, oh man, that was that vellum stuff that I didn't really understand what it is. But then I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So this is Lovely Layers, and it is vellum, and it is 3 3/4 by 5. So very close to 3 by 4. And if you know, it's not terribly thin. I think it's thinner than our regular vellum. But if you know anything about memory keeping and Project Life, the 3 by 4 is a popular size that I really like. And so these are close to that, and they're vellum, and they just have these, so there's a couple that have designs, and then I guess there's this whole set that's not, that doesn't have anything. And again, it's a little thinner than our regular vellum. So this should be interesting to work with. I actually, now that I opened it up, I like that it has a bunch of blank ones that, I mean, you could heat emboss on this, you could stamp on it. There's lots of things you could do for sentiments and different things. So I love that there's some of these that are blank. If you don't want a whole pack of 8.5 by 11 vellum, this might be a good option. And then there's some of these that have images, which I don't really know what I would do with these images, but it'll be fun to play around with it. So that's the lovely Layers vellum. Okay, so then I got the He's All That bundle. So I got the stamp set and the dies. I have projects coming up next month, in the month of May, that are going to feature all masculine cards. And so I needed this for that. And then my favorite new product probably is these are the Stitch Stylish Shapes dies. They are not stitched, but they are like dotted. We're going to probably use these. They're circles, squares, and then the flags. I was happy to see these because, of course, we don't have our stitched shapes anymore. And you guys know I still use those because I love them. But I was glad to have these. I got this with my catalog because I signed up for an event with Stampin' Up. And so this was the free stamps that I got with my catalog. And what I've done, this is called limited edition. And it has, this is like the stamp set that you would get if you are, you know, maybe you're selling cards. You need to have the copyright Stampin' Up stamped somewhere on that card. I love this stamp set so much. I had already planned to get it when I looked through the catalog. It was on my list, and I was overjoyed when this was the one I got with my catalog. And what I've done is from this circle, from this image here, from this one and this one and this one, I've cut off the copyright Stampin' Up. So what I did is I just chopped that off. So instead of it saying made with love, copyright Stampin' Up, I cut the copyright Stampin' Up off so I can just use these. And this is the stamps that we're going to use today when we get to crafting here in a minute. Because I already have the single Stampin' Up, so I don't need it on all these images. And this way I can use the images for something, for just card making. I loved this. I loved this limited edition. I love this one. A paper hug from me. It couldn't be cuter. So I already prepped this. Again, I cut off that Stampin' Up portion off all of them. And then I just kept that Stampin' Up. So limited edition, we're going to use that. And then this one right here is the Sweet Songbird. It has a punch that coordinates with it. And then this one is in photopolymer, which is my favorite. I love it when they are clear and I can just see through them to stamp. So I got this. One of the things that I do right away when I get mine is I pull this off. Now I keep this, and what I do is I just put it right here in my thing. And then if it retires and I want to keep it, then I will take all of this out and I will put it in a sleeve, and I won't keep the case because it takes up less room to just put it in a sleeve. But if you put it in a sleeve, then you need to have both pieces of plastic. And you can do this now. Like it doesn't matter as a customer if something retires or not, right? Because you probably don't care. If you bought it, you probably love it and you're going to keep it forever. And so to save room, instead of storing them in these CD cases, I store them in clear bags. And what I do is I just take out this piece here and then I cut it right here. And then I fold this part over so it's on the outside of the sleeve. And then I just slide this whole thing with that other clear piece into the sleeve. And then I can store probably twice as many as I would normally be able to in the CD case. I mean, the CD case is a great option if you have the room for it, and if you do it, it's no problem, and you just like to keep them. It's a great option. But if you're looking for ways to condense your product so that you can buy more product, that's always my goal, is to be able to buy more. Then that can be a great option. So I just went through all my retired stuff and decided what I wanted to keep. And I did that same thing. I pulled out my stamp sleeves, and some of the ones I kept, I put in those stamp sleeves. So otherwise, what I do when I get these, just for the purpose of it being easy to create with, and I don't have to spend a lot of time when I'm in the middle of creating, is I just remove all of these and put them actually right in the case like this. So a little tip from me to you. Okay, and then I'll keep this piece. I'll just slide it right in there, and then that way it's still there if I ever need to do anything. I'm happy to see those dies too, Dawn. So that is the other product I got. So the only other things I got is the new In Color ink pads. I got the re-inkers, and then I got these. I think these might have come with the He's the Man collection, because when these fell out of my box, I was like, I didn't order these, but I ordered the suite of products from He's the Man. So I think these were probably included in that. And then the markers. The other thing I did this weekend is I went through all of my re-inkers. I probably pulled out, I don't know, 100 bottles of re-inkers that have retired, that I don't even have the ink pads anymore. And I pulled them all out of my space where I store my re-inkers so that I can get those out of my space. Like, I had re-inkers from like colors that, I mean, we haven't had in years. So these are the new In Colors, and I'm really ecstatic about these. More so since I got them in person. So I'm not going to bore you with putting the stickers on all of these. I'm going to show you how to put the sticker on one so that you can see how, but then I want to stamp. I want to get to stamping. Okay, so these are the colors. This one very much reminds me of Lucky Limeade, which was one of my favorite colors ever from Stampin' Up, Lucky Limeade. I still have that stamp pad out. In fact, let's compare it, because I still have it out. So here is Lucky Limeade, and you can see it's a bit brighter. Oh, this is Lemon Lime Twist. Sorry, that's the one I was thinking of. Lemon Lime Twist. Very, very similar. This one's a little brighter. So I love that. This one reminds me of Watermelon. What was that one called? Watermelon Wonder. And then this one reminds me of Tempting Turquoise. And then the rest of these are gorgeous. It feels a little weird. When I first saw them online, it felt weird that we had like 3 blues, but these definitely are more purple. They have a more purple tone than a blue tone. So if you are new to using Stampin' Up ink pads, the way they're going to open up is you're going to just open it like that, right? Just opens, and then it's going to slide, right? And then on the back here, there are some stickers. So the first sticker, I always like peel up the, because it's hard to see where the sticker is. So I tend to peel this up. Now there's all the different languages. So these are in 2 different languages. You don't really need those stickers, right? So I just pull those up. Okay. Let me throw this away. Okay. And then we're going to put the name of the ink right on the front here. And I just use my X-Acto knife to do that. And then I like to take one of these blank ones and put it right inside here. so that when I'm stamping, I can see the color, and that did not go in there the right way. Let's try that again. I do not know why this is. There we go. And then the other one you could put on the back if you wanted. I don't tend to do that, but I'll leave it there in case I need it. Yeah, the Orchard Oasis is gorgeous. It really is. I'm with you, Dawn. I didn't love them when I first saw them online. I really didn't love them. I think the thing that really sold me was the cardstock. So they are really, really gorgeous. And I think the other thing that we sort of forget, I definitely know that I do, is these colors are not designed. They're not created and designed to all go together. That's all they do. No, I think they do go nicely together. I think there's definitely some nice color combos. You know, I think this green goes really well with, you know, a couple of these colors. But we see them all together oftentimes, and then demonstrators are often doing things together with them because of what we do, but they're not designed to only be used together, right? So there's lots of other color combos that are going to be so fun to do with these. And I think they're really growing on me too. I do too. I'm sorry about the mower, you guys. They're mowing next door. I love my Stampin' Up! Inks and cardstocks. I mean, it's one of the things, if I stopped being a demonstrator and I wasn't doing this as a full-time job, I would still use Stampin' Up! Ink pads and cardstock because I absolutely love them. Yeah, they do look good together. So I thought what we would do is make a card together. And I had this idea. I have no idea if it's going to work. So I definitely will be doing more with the end colors. I will do a whole set of cards. But I thought, like, I just kept thinking about this idea. And so I thought, well, let's just try it and see if I can do it. So we're going to start with a basic white piece of cardstock. And I'm going to need two pieces. I'm going to need a card base, and then I'm also going to need a card front. And so I'm cutting, this layer here is going to be 4. I can't believe that guy started mowing. Like, I looked, I didn't think they're remodeling the house next door still, and I didn't think they were working on it today because nobody's been there this morning. And of course, I start, and hopefully it's not as bad for you guys. Okay, so we have our card base. And give that a nice tight crease. Are the two purples as similar? I don't know how to answer that. Julie, are they? I don't know. Like, to you, are they? To me, they're not similar. I mean, they are similar, but they're very different. So she said, is our Orchard our Oasis? Oh, wait, let me find the comment. Are the two purples, which would be these, bluish purple, as similar as they look? I don't know. Are they? I mean, this one's definitely lighter than, and then see it with the pattern paper. Like, I mean, they are different. They are definitely different, and they look good together. Like, I think they look good together. Oh, good. I'm glad you can't hear him, because I can, and he's annoying. My favorite combo is probably this. very like 80s, I think maybe, or early 90s. One looks more blue. Yeah, there's definitely the one is more of a blue, which is this one. The Starry Sky is definitely more blue, and this one is more purple. Okay, so we have a card base, and then we have this piece that's going to go on top here. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of stamping because I want to stamp all of these colors. So I'm going to try to line these up where I think they best kind of go in a... maybe like this. I think that's pretty good. Again, you don't always need to use these together like I'm about to do, right? There's lots of other colors that these are going to go with, and that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks is showing you guys different color combos for the new In Colors. So I've just opened all my ink pads up here, and we're going to get my cleaning, my Stampin' Scrub. I haven't used this in a while, you guys, but this cleans it better. Okay, so for this, you just spray one side. I never care which side. I just spray one side wet, so this side's damp, and then the other side's gonna be dry. That's how we're gonna clean our stamps today. And I'm already getting ink everywhere and smearing everything everywhere. So that's always positive. Okay. And then we have this here, and what we're going to use is this one. Okay. And okay, let's just do it. Let's dive in and do it. Okay, so I always say let's, you know, practice. Now these stamp pads, they're brand new, so they're gonna be juicy. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. All right. All right, so when you're using particularly a brand new ink pad, my little packaging got on here when I opened this up. When you're using a brand new stamp pad, okay, it's very juicy. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna tap. You're just lightly gonna tap. Okay, there's not like very much pressure at all. You're not gonna smush it in. Like, you don't wanna make out with the ink pad. You just wanna like kiss it, lightly kiss it, okay? Like, you know, you're in church getting married and like you're lightly kissing, you're not making out, right? It doesn't need, the ink doesn't need to get everywhere, right? We're just lightly kissing, okay? And then you're gonna wanna test it to make sure that, and you can see on here how the ink bubbles up a little bit on the surface of the stamp set because it's very inky. There's a lot of ink on there. Okay, so then test stamp it, and you can see I tested it over here. And when you stamp it, okay, you're not gonna press down on it. Okay, that's gonna distort the image, particularly the sentiments. It's going to make it blurry. So what you want to do is we're just lightly tapping, tap, 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 a light kiss. And then when you put it on your paper, you're going to lightly press it. It's like you have to lightly do it, but firmly do it. Like it's a little bit of a weird combination. So do it a couple times and get used to like how it's stamping. And also when the stamp is made, it depends on how it's on the red rubber. So I never depend on my sticker that I place on my stamp because I'm really terrible at putting these stickers on. And so 90% of the time, they're really not lined up with the image. So what I look at is I look at all of the red rubber. So all of this red rubber around here, that's what I look at if that is straight. Now on this one, I cut the bottom, so it may not be cut perfectly straight, but I normally line up my items based on the bottom of the stamp set because 9 times out of 10, your image on here is going to be centered and where it needs to be. So that's why I always suggest doing a test stamp so you can see like how is the stamp stamping. Okay, so let's bring this back over and let's do this. I'm very nervous. So we're going to, I'm starting in the middle because I want these to be spaced out properly. So we have that. Then we're going to clean it. Okay, then it doesn't matter which way with the ink we go, because then we're just going to try to line these up. Wow, it's so pretty. Now that's a little bit lower. See this? I don't know that this is going to work how I envisioned. And it might hang off the edge a little bit, but that's okay. Because I kind of thought it would. See, it's a little bit blotchy. So there might be a little fix for that. I might need to just stamp it a few times, right? Like they're new. So it's not necessarily that the product is broken or not correct. Oh, that one's gorgeous. Sometimes it just needs a little like seasoning and like getting used to. So okay, and you can take a paper towel and blotch off your ink pad a little bit. I mean, you can run these underwater and clear out all of the ink and re-ink them if you need to. So I had an ink pad where we were stamping and my son, we had different colors out and he had one and it went into a darker color and he dropped it onto a lighter color and it was like right in the middle. All I did is I took it to my sink under cool water. I just rinsed out until it was totally clear, until there was no ink left on it. And then I took my re-inker and re-inked it. So it's super easy to clean these, to take a little bit of ink off, to re-ink them. That's the great thing about re-inkers, right? The reason that I picked Stampin' Up! Many years ago is I was looking for quality ink pads that had re-inkers. I didn't want to go to Michael's and buy a stamp pad and then 3 months later have to go buy another stamp, the same stamp pad because it got dry or it got ruined or something. And I found Stampin' Up! And found that their stamp pads were amazing and great quality ink. And so these are a tool. Like this is something that you're using all the time. It's something that you're getting into opening. I clean the edges of my stamp set. I've cleaned them off. Like I just want you guys to get really comfortable with the way an ink pad works and how to use it and not be intimidated by it because it's just a tool that you want to make work for yourself. Okay, so for this blotchiness right here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Wink of Stella. This one's pretty juicy. And I'm just going to see if adding a little Wink of Stella will even it out. And it doesn't look like it's evening it out very much, which that's fine. I can re-stamp that if it totally bothers me. For this, we're just going to try this out, and I'm going to put this card together. I can see that I didn't stamp it perfectly aligned, which bothers me. I mean, it's not supposed to, right? This is handmade. It's not Hallmark, but it's not lined up enough that I can, I'll have to redo it. But this was my idea. So we're just going to put it together, and we're just going to try, right? Okay, so I think actually I'm going to have to go around my desk. So the first thing I'm going to do is close these ink pads up so that I don't stick my hand or an elbow or an arm all the way. And I already have another idea, so maybe we'll make 2 cards. But I'm going to go around my desk here and grab my other plates for my big shot and the embossing folder I want to use. So we are going to use this one. This is the Subtles. And then, because that's a 3D embossing folder, and this embossing folder is retired, so I apologize, but it's one of my all-time favorites, so I can't not use it. So this is a regular platform, and then I'm going to put my stamped card and everything right into the folder. And did you guys know that the embossing folders from Stampin' Up, they have this down here, and you would think maybe that that is just like the logo, but do you know that that line serves a purpose? It helps you line your project up. So you can see the line right through the folder, and you can line your project up in your folder so that it's nice and straight. So then we will just, oh, maybe do I need, I always get confused. Do I just need, okay. So I just need 1 regular plate and the other platform when it's 3D. Okay. So let me set this back over here. And then all the plates can move out of my way. And we'll take this out. And then you have this gorgeous texture, and it's really bad. I mean, the stamping is like really not lined up at all, but this was my original idea. So let's add some adhesive, and then maybe we'll make 1 more because I kind of have another idea, but this was my original idea, which sometimes you just have to play around. I don't love the way that this came out, but, you know, it was an idea, right? So maybe let's do 1 more. And let's see. Why don't you guys pick the color you want me to use? I was thinking the green, but let's clean this. So maybe the first color I see, the first person who says a color is the color I will use. And I'm thinking, I like this limited edition one. Okay, so Dawn said the green. So let's use the green. It's gonna take me a minute to know what these colors are called. So this one is Parakeet Party. That's a fun name. Okay, so let's open this cardstock. Parakeet Party. Okay, so we need a sheet of that. And then I think let's pick 2 designs, and I love these 2. It does show the new colors. Yeah, it does. I mean, it's not exactly, like, I think I need to work on the design of it, but I like the idea, right? So that's just sometimes what we do. Or maybe the polka dots are better. Okay, so let's cut this. And I think I'm gonna do it top fold. So we'll do top fold. Okay. Now I want the floral piece. So let's do this at 4 inches, and then we'll do it by 5 1/4. Right, so that's going to be the first. I'm not as married to this design here as the other 3. Like, I love the floral, and I love the polka dot, and I love the plaid. Okay, so then now, let's see, what do I want to do? I want to pop this up, I'm pretty sure. Right? I definitely want to pop it up. And then I want to use the ink, the green ink. And then, so I have this limited edition. Now, let's see if it fits one of the stitched shapes. I guess they're not stitched shapes. They're... Oh, it doesn't. Like, this one's too small. That's a bummer. And then I feel like this one is just too big. Well, let's try it, okay? I mean, it's not going to hurt to try it, right? So let's use our mini for this. And let's stamp first because it's going to be easier to put the die over the stamped piece. And so let's stamp in whisper, not whisper white, but basic white. I'm itching to try these dies out, these stylish shaped dies. Okay. And then let me grab my plates. So we have these. I think I need new plates. Mine are getting icky. Okay, so then I just want to show you guys what I'm doing. So let's stamp. This says limited edition. And what I'm going to do off camera when I'm done here with this live is I'm going to play around with that with this one, since it seems like it's too inky. It seems like it's a little too juicy. And so I want to play around with that and just see if I need to take a little ink off or if I need to re-ink it a little bit, like what the deal is, because it shouldn't be that splotchy. Did I leave enough room? I don't know if I left enough room. We'll see. Okay. Oops. See, I already got ink everywhere. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's too big. I do feel like it's too big. But let's cut. I have another idea. I'm full of ideas today. See, I just got my craft room all cleaned up. I got all my catalogs opened and everything, and that's what I was going to work on. And then before I put all this away, I was like, oh, I'll do a live and share all of it. And now I've just made my craft room a big mess again. Like, everything's everywhere again. It might just be impossible to keep it clean. Okay. So let's have this. So it's not stitched. Yeah, I totally could, Carol. I'm going to try a couple other things here, but I totally could do that as well. So see how it's not stitched, but it's like these dots? Okay, so let's move all of this stuff. And we are going to try. So I'm going to stamp this again. I don't want to ruin this in case I need to use it. But let's stamp again. So we have our limited edition, right? And you know what I'm going to do on this one? I'm going to take my writer marker and I'm actually going to color in like every other line on here. This will just give it a different look. Now that's my idea of coloring. So see how that looks different? So then let me get, this is 1.5. It's a 1.5 inch circle punch, which I think is, let's try it. Ooh, that'll layer really nicely on that. Okay, so it's a little, but it's still a little big. So let's do the 1 1/4. And the 1 1/4 is also a little small. So it looks like the best one is going to be the 1.5. Or, I mean, well, I was going to say I could fussy cut it, but that's going to be the same. I'll have the same issue, right? Okay, so let's pop this up. Okay. Somebody's texting me. I don't know who. Let's pop this up on this circle. Okay. And then if I had the, I couldn't order the in color embellishments. They just weren't available when I went to place my order. I have since ordered them and they're on their way, but I would put a little green jewel in there, but okay. So with my trimmer, we're gonna cut a little piece. And I'm thinking I want a little white piece as well, like to maybe break it up just because I have white in there. So we'll do 1.5. That's probably too much. Probably 1 1/4. 1 1/4. Okay. Yeah, so that gives us a little border. But I'm not loving. Oh, what if we do it this way instead? Okay. Oh, I have an idea. Okay, so this is going to go here. Okay, hold the phone. I got an idea now. Okay, So what we need is we're going to need this over here because this is going to be a little time consuming, but it's going to be worth it. So, okay. Okay. I think I want this fit. Now I'm getting excited here. Okay. I think that's still not going to fit. I think I need either 3 or 5 of these. So I can already see that I'm going to be buying double these dies so that I can cut more than one at a time. Okay. So then we have 2. Let's do 5. We'll do 5 of these. So we'll have 5 total circles. Okay, so we have this one. Okay. And then one more. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to take the designs, and we used a 1/4 inch. So let's do 2 of those. And well, we'll do like, okay. So then we will do 1 flat. So we'll do I wonder if I should put it on white to make that pop. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I just have an idea and we're going to go with it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so then we'll put this on here. Okay. And then I'm lost. I don't know what I did here. Let's see. 1.5. Where's my 1.5 punch? Right here. Okay. Right. Okay, and then we need to pop this up. So we'll have one that has dimension and one that doesn't. Add that. Okay. So see, this one's popped up and then this one's not. That's what I'm going for. Dimension and not dimension. Okay. So then this one can go flat. Well, the white, I guess, is flat, so we could add this one to this. And then this polka dot one, we're going to add dimension to. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready for this card to come together? So a little bit of time to prep, but I think it'll be worth it. So right in the middle. Okay. So now, I think I want to do one other thing. So we're going to take white cardstock. I'm being incredibly messy. This is what happens when I don't have a plan and I just like sit down and think like, okay, let's put something together. Okay, and then I need this piece and we need to take a sliver off. Sliver off that side. Okay. I might have gone wrong with having a white border. That might be where I went wrong. Okay, and then we'll add foam. That's the boring part, putting the foam on here. Okay. Make sure I'm opening my card the right way. I totally adhered a card the wrong way the other day, upside down. So when I went to open it, the card was completely upside down. Rookie mistake. Okay. So then here's my sentiment, limited edition. And then here's my other circles. So I'm wondering, if I don't want them to, if I don't want to cut anything, then I'll have to, like if I don't want to cut any off, like I'm trying to think of like, I might just have to like be willing to cut. But like if I do this, maybe I need one more, like to go right here. And then I would just cut it off. And then we don't want, I don't want it to look like, or what if I just did it, what if I did it across? Maybe they're too big to do. That looks like a face. That looks like eyeballs. What if I did it like that? Maybe that's what I'll do. So I guess maybe popping it up. I could do them smaller. Like I could get the other dies out and do smaller circles. That's something that I could have done. But let's do this to wrap this card up. So let's put that there. And then line it up and put this one here. And then okay, sort of like that. Yeah, I sort of like that. And let's see. I have these blue adhesive gems and we have these green ones. So let's use one of the green ones. Oh, I really like it. What do you guys think? Okay, that came out super cute. I love the gem in the middle of that. In the middle of that flower. So pretty cute. Like, so it, This has filled in a little bit. I need to check that ink. I think maybe just dabbing it a little bit so there's not so much on there. I think that will help. The other thing you can do is take your marker. I don't think I need to. I think it dried back pretty well. And I think just by taking a little bit of the ink off of it, I think that that's really going to help it. So then I'll just color these hearts in. That adds a little something to it. And then if I had the in color jewels, like I would put a jewel of each color under it or above it. But that's not too bad for just playing around with the inks and figuring out like the colors and, you know, what I'm going to like, or what color, you know, how they work and how they work together. I think that's a really good start. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these cards. Now I'm going to pop off here and clean up my mess, and then also label everything. Label all of get my labels on my ink pads, and then label all of my pattern paper and get it all put away so that I can craft some more. I really love this. Might be my favorite color out of all the in colors. It might just be my favorite. So I'm enjoying it. So I'll be back on Monday, you guys, on Tuesday for another project. And if you are currently waiting on a catalog for me, they all just got here yesterday, and that is what I am diving in today doing. I unboxed all of them. They're all stacked up, and I will start stuffing envelopes and all of that good stuff over the next week or so. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and checking out this card. I'm going to pop you off of here, and then I will catch you guys later.